Good morning. Welcome to Real Talk. Real issues seeking real solutions. Today we got a special show. It's called Kay Ivey's Dirty Dozen. And what it is 12 of Alabama Department of Corrections corrupt officers. And what we're going to do today, we're going to talk a little bit about these corrupt officers and what they've done and corruption as a whole pertaining to these officers. There's so many of them in the system today that's just here for the money, and it's creating a real issue for everyone concerned. I hope you enjoy the show, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share this channel. We need your support. Thank you. Let's get it started. The first one up is, and this first one coming up is from the Yellowhammer News. Says 3 Alabama prison officers arrested. Authorities say 3 Alabama correctional officers who worked at 2 different prisons have been arrested on corruption charges. The Department of Corrections says 2 officers from the Ventress Correctional Facility in Clayton are charged with using their jobs for personal gain. Imagine that. Both are accused of soliciting contraband items to inmates for money. The department says in a statement that another trainee officer who worked at the Donaldson prison near Birmingham is also accused of taking multiple payments from inmates in exchange for banned items. What are they thinking? Do they just think they can bring stuff in here and not get caught? I don't think so. But then again, they're doing a damn good job. And you know, if I was to point my finger, I would want to say that the females are probably bringing a lot more in than the males. Just given the fact that these guys that are inside these prisons are running such game on a lot of these females. You know, I hear it out here all the time. I see it on social media all the time. You know, it's just, you know, these guys got nothing better to do than sit around and, you know, kick it with the female officers, and, you know, one thing leads to another, and the next thing you know, she's in their pocket, doing their dirt, smuggling the fentanyl and killing these men. Here's one hot off the presses. A correctional security officer at the Alabama Department of Corrections is in the Elmore County Jail after an attempt to smuggle drugs and contraband into Staten Correctional Facility. Stephon Harris, 45 of Montgomery, was found with nearly 260 grams of marijuana, more than 17 grams of cocaine, 3 cell phones, a USB cord, a smartwatch, and 3 bottles containing ethanol alcohol. On November the 25th at 10 p.m. at the state prison, Harris told ADOC investigators he was getting a benefit from smuggling the items into the facility. Imagine that. Who would have thought for a minute that he would do it for free? These guys just got to be stopped. CO Harris stated he was supposed to receive $2,000 cash payment from inmate Curley and inmate Bruno for introducing the drugs into the correctional facility. Not only did he get caught, he couldn't hold water. Hell, he ratted everybody out. Way to go, CO. And this is a good one too. This one's from up north Alabama. It says 4 arrested on bribery corruption charges following Alabama prison investigation. Do you mean they actually investigate these guys or what? Go figure. It said 4 former officers with the Alabama Department of Corrections, one of them a 10-year veteran, have been arrested on corruption charges following an investigation. Limestone County Reserve Deputy Michelle Williams said Alex Andrews, Andrew Taylor Roy, John Paul Ketterman, and Shamarian Dozer are all being held in the Limestone County Detention Center. Well, I'll be damned. Somebody finally went to jail. You know, I watch the news pretty regular, and I see a lot of these officers getting arrested, but I don't really see many of them being prosecuted or sent to prison. You know, they need to do some prison time for what they're doing. You know, they're smuggling this fentanyl in. They're smuggling all this cocaine in. They're smuggling all this stuff in, and nobody's going to jail. If that was you, Joe taxpayer, your ass would be in jail. This is why we need something happening, and we need it happening now. Got another one. Alabama Department of Corrections agents arrested a correctional officer at the State Correctional Facility, and agents arrested a correctional officer at the State Correctional Facility in Elmore on Saturday for attempting to smuggle illegal contraband into the prison. At approximately 10 p.m., 25-year-old Darrell Jerome Bradley of Millbrook was arrested and charged with promoting prison contraband and unlawful possession of marijuana. Following the arrest, Bradley resigned from his position. He had been with the ADOC since January 2018. You know, this is a sad thing too. They just let him resign instead of being prosecuted. Over the last few years, I've seen that quite often. And this is something that needs to be addressed also. The next two coming up is Centuria Oles and Deshandra LaShawn Johnson. One was a lieutenant and one was a captain from Donaldson Correctional Facility. It says an Alabama prison captain and former lieutenant were arrested Monday night on charges of bribery. Deshandra LaShawn Johnson, a captain with the Alabama Department of Corrections, is charged with four counts of bribery and 4 counts of using her position for personal gain. Centuria Darnice Oles, a former prison system lieutenant, faces the same 8 felony charges according to the Jefferson County Jail records. This Captain Johnson, I believe, is the one that slammed that inmate's head in the bean tray door at Donaldson, and I think it resulted in the gentleman's death. Looks like they're getting what they deserve. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe she was at Childersburg Work Release Center when she was apprehended and taken into custody on site. I have reports that inmates had seen the task force come to the institution, call her outside, cuff her, and stuff her in the back of a police car. And this one right here is a real scumbag if there ever was one. This is Sergeant DeMarcus Sanders. The Alabama Department of Corrections on Thursday announced the murder charges against ADOC Sergeant DeMarcus Sanders and inmate Frederick Gooden, 60, and Stefano Hampton, 35. They are charged in the slaying of 38-year-old Rayburn James Murray. Authorities said Sanders, 31, resigned following his arrest. What the hell is going on here? Now they done killed a man, and all they want to do is let him resign. Resign their ass to Donaldson. Okay, here's another one. Alabama prison officer arrested on contraband trafficking charges. Charlie Townsend is accused of bringing drugs to sell at Kilby Correctional Facility. Townsend was booked into the Montgomery County Detention Center on a total bail of $775,000. He has since been released. According to the affidavit, Townsend, 28, brought in approximately 88 grams of meth, 104 grams of what is believed to be fentanyl, 30 grams of what is believed to be marijuana, multiple pills of what is believed to be Xanax, plus 208 grams of presumed synthetic drug into the prison. Investigators alleged that Townsend was going to sell the drugs in the prison for $1,500. And this synthetic drug, 208 grams of presumed synthetic drug, was probably Flocka. Okay, folks, now we're fixing to get down to some serious stuff. You know, there's been a lot of corruption going on, and you know, these officers putting hits out on inmates and, you know, condoning all this violence going on, and, you know, seeing these inmates tied up and held hostage and just continuing to not see. We have a real issue today, and it's coming out of Limestone. This is a lawsuit that has been filed against the Alabama Department of Corrections, alleging a guard encouraging prisoners to murder an activist currently incarcerated at the Limestone Correctional Facility in Harvest, Alabama. The complaint alleges Lieutenant Correctional Officer encouraged other prisoners to murder Robert Earl Council. He's the lead organizer in the 2022 Alabama prison strike. Pelzer said, "Even if y'all kill him, I'll make sure nothing happens to y'all." Pelzer told Crip gang members at Limestone Prison in June, according to the suit. He also said, Pelzer, "I want Robert Council. I'm tired of this bastard and all his lawsuits." Pelzer allegedly told another inmate this in 2019. Now this is the kind of thing that really needs handling, and this man should never be allowed to work inside a prison again as long as he lives, or anywhere in law enforcement altogether. Got a couple pictures here of his kind of weaponry, and you can see where his head's at. Yeah, a real piece of shit. Okay, y'all, we better wind this thing up. I say the best one for last. This one's about a prison guard, a corrupt prison guard, and his little old corrupt wife up at Limestone Correctional Facility. This went down about the time that the prison shutdown was going on last October, I believe. October, September. So here we go. A former North Alabama prison guard was arrested Tuesday and now faces a litany of charges, including promoting prison contraband in a state prison. The forbidden items? Get a load of this. Hamburgers. The man was smuggling hamburgers. Online court records show that former Limestone Correctional Facility officer Jason Chambers and his wife Sophia Chambers surrendered to the Limestone County Sheriff's Office on Tuesday after the Alabama Department of Corrections issued a warrant for their arrest. Both were booked and released on $5,000 bond. God, smuggling must be at the bottom of the barrel up there. Well, I guess so. All the other officers are getting all the drugs in. There's nothing really left but hamburgers. Authorities claim that Jason and Sophia Chambers were implicated in an ongoing investigation that found he brought in several apparently illicit materials in return for cash over a 5-month period ending in October. Sergeant Ken Pierce has probable cause for believing that James Wesley Chambers intentionally and unlawfully makes, obtains, or possesses any contraband, to wit, get this, hamburgers. A complaint from Pierce reads. Court records show Jason Chambers now faces 6 counts for promoting prison contraband, 7 counts of using his office for personal gain, and 1 count of conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance. Sophia Chambers is charged with 4 counts of bribing a public servant, 1 count of promoting prison contraband, and 1 count of conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance. 4 of the contraband charges leveled against Jason Chambers concerning his alleged possession of hamburgers, while the other 2 charges are related to possession of a smartwatch and a National Geographic magazine. A complaint from Pierce implicates Sophia Chambers in bringing in the smartwatch in the Limestone Correctional Facility. Records did not specify whether misuse of a public office charges and conspiracy charges are related to the hamburgers, watch, or magazine. The ADOC said Jason Chambers was hired on October 30th, 2021 and resigned November the 3rd, 2022. That's it, folks. That is Kay Ivy's Dirty Dozen. You know, these officers are really scumbags. They take the taxpayers' money under the guise of creating security for those that society puts behind the wall. They are just as corrupt, and even more so than the ones serving time. society needs to take a real good look at what's really going on inside these walls. The drug overdose, the violence, the murders. We all need to look at this and be a proponent for change in the upcoming months. That's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show. This was some really crazy stuff for me, and I've laughed most of the way through it, and I hope you did too. But make sure you like, subscribe, and share this channel. We're a new channel, and we do need your support. This is Real Talk, real issues, seeking real solutions. Y'all have a good evening.